Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Andrew Penman back. We're finally here for the Onan final review, and this is the summing up of the whole 5, 6, 7 months of reviewing this product. That's a first for YouTube. I think no one's done that before. A lot of guys and a lot of dudes are getting electric skateboard reviews by getting a skateboard for free and then reviewing it in one take, one vlog, and then unboxing, initial impressions, and then they're saying, yeah, go and get it. Well, you know what?
Come on now, that ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
You know, you have to review something properly. My name's out there when I do this, and I make sure when I review something, I'm either going to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. I pay for these things. I don't get them for free, so I'm free to say whatever I want about them. So let's move along. So here we go. For those of you who haven't seen this before, new subscribers, hello from around the world. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for subscribing. Those of you who do know my channel know that I do 5 vlogs on one product. They are unboxing and initial impressions, and then they'll do the A, B, and C with tests, which are A, distance, B, hill climb, C, speed and sprint test, and then 5, the final one is here. What we do today is summing it all up. We add up the 3 ratings out of 10, divide them by 3, and get the average rating for this product. I'll then give you pros and cons on whether I think it's recommended or not, and give you some hacks and fixes, and then we'll talk about the overall, am I going to recommend the product or not. So let's just go back in time now and talk about how I got onto Onan. I got onto Onan because I wanted a boosted board system like this to strap onto my custom deck so I can travel, and super light batteries. At the time, 12 months ago, there was no such creature. There were a couple of rumblings. There was a land wheel product, which was pretty much a toy. The battery connector on the land wheel just snapped and broke off. It lasted 3 or 4 rides. Mellow were in the late stages of design and not even in production, but it looked promising. And then I stumbled across Alibaba and I found this thing Onan. It looked sexy, it looked robust, it looked nice. So I was one of the first people to buy one, I think, worldwide. I bought 2, the first and second, because the first version had a slight issue with the grub screw. As you can hear, one wheel is quiet, one wheel, bit of a rattle. You can't hear it when you ride it. It's not an issue, but the grub screw, the way that connects the stator onto the hanger, gets a bit loose. There's a factory fix for it. Use a longer grub screw, 12mm. I've done a vlog on my channel how to fix that, but you don't need to. I just send it away. If you've got the early model, get them to do it for you. It's a beauty. It's a sexy little tiny unit that's light, just gets in mail, sends it away, comes back, and they'll fix it. The new model, nothing at all, no problem. They've fixed it with a 12mm grub screw, and they've fixed that. So let's park that to the side of one concern. The second concern is that there was a problem with batteries falling out all the time. Andrew Penman is Rubber Band Fix, which you heard it first here on, if I can grab my fingernails around it, Rubber Band Fix. You heard it here first, I did it. You can get thicker rubber bands like fluoro yellow ones. It's got to go around the back there, it's got to come around the front. It's not needed to be done. If you get your battery out of the box and put the 4 areas of foam on it and it clicks in, it doesn't vibrate, it'll never come loose, never fall out. But if you don't do that, the rubber band fixes are available in the bigger bands, or you can get smaller bands like those. And they will help protect it and let it stay in, but they don't fall out providing you do it properly. And the third thing they talked about problems was there was a disconnection issue. Well, mine did disconnect once when I was going up a hill. It was about a 26-degree hill with 1 battery bar left, and it just shut off and cut off and I fell off. But that was 1 fall in 300 rides, and it never let it go down to 1 bar up a hill again. So, but I've tested it 3 times since and it hasn't cut off again. So go figure, I don't know what that was. So maybe it was just a fluke thing. Let's park those issues in terms of what was concerning and what's going to rate my ratings down. They're not going to affect my ratings because they aren't really an issue at all. So let's go through. 7 months ago, we unboxed it, did an initial review in terms of impressions. I was very blown away with the premium product, the quality of it, the feel of it. It felt like, to me, it was like an Aston Martin compared to the electric skateboards I'd seen at that time, and it still represents high quality, the best urethane, the nice steel finishes. It's a sexy looking unit. It's a big unit. It's one of the biggest looking units I've seen, bigger than the Mellow. It is an amazing, and $490, $550 US, wholesale China. I'll put a link below to where I got mine from. You can buy 2 of these for the price of a booster board, and you can buy 3 for the price of a Mellow. Sorry, Mellow guys, I'm not knocking your product. It's a great product, but I'm just saying, you know, if you're Mellow or you're boosted or your M1 or your Evolve dies, you got to send it back. You got no electric skateboard. With these, you pick up another one, off we go. That's why I bought 2, so I can always, this was getting fixed, and I just rode this one. Anyway, we can go on about that. So let's look at that. We did unboxing. Then I did a few assembly videos on how to assemble them and how to do it, because there was spacers and rubber and foam hacks for the protection of vibrations. And then we went on to about 5 months ago now, I did the hill climb test. And that was, 3 months ago. So 5 months ago I did the distance test. So we did the distance test, which went around Manly, and I got 14.8 kilometers on a half a battery. So I doubled that. I was getting about 30 kilometers on the battery. That day, the test, I got actually 36 kilometers, and we'll just throw to the footage right now of that, where I got 36 kilometers full range on this battery, but going up and down hills, cruising at only 14, 15, 18 kilometers per hour. That's why it went for so long. If you're going to do 30 kilometers an hour on this thing, it won't get that range, but that was incredible. So the rating I got was 9.5 out of 10. I was blown away with that. Then I did some Onan trailers of me riding, performance riding the park, that sort of stuff. Then I did some hacks about the foam, about the Statafix, about the spacers, and a few things like that. Then we moved on to 3 months ago. I did the hill climb test. That got a rating of 9.6 out of 10. Why? Because I went up my street here, which is 26-degree gradient, a standing start, and I'm 93 kilos, and I'm tall and big, and I basically took that hill at 19 kilometers per hour on the Vitometer, and that can be proven by the Vitometer. Thank you to Stephen in Ireland, who did a test on his Tesla, and the Tesla showed that it was exactly 4 kilometers out. The Vitometer on the circumference of the Earth, or the whatever it is, or the the satellite. So you add 19 and 4, you're looking at 23 kilometers per hour up my hill, and that was just astounding. I've seen the Evolve hill climb tests. They're okay, but this was up there. I'm serious. Those hills weren't as steep as my hill that the Onan that went up, and those Evolve tests, those hills weren't that steep compared to what my one. Have a look yourself, be your own judge. So we got 9.6, and the last one was only about 2 weeks ago. I did the speed and sprint test, which was incredible. I got 32 kilometers per hour on the flat with this, into a headwind of 17 kilometers per hour. I don't know why I did that day. I should never have done that day. I should have waited till no wind, but I've done it before and got 36 kilometers per hour on the Vitometer. I got 32 on the day of testing. That's on my vlog. You can see that. You add the fallback, we're looking at 36 kilometers per hour on a 93 kilo weight, standing start. So if you're between 70 kilos and 100, you're going to get between 30 and 38 kilometers per hour. So that speed test, we got 9.5. So we got 9.5 for the distance, we got 9.6 for hill, and 9.5 for speed. Add them all together, divide by 2, the overall rating, and I've just been throwing in the background to these the speed tests while I've been doing that. We've just been looking at some of that stuff there. We're looking at basically an overall rating of 9.5 out of 10. So 9.5 out of 10 for the Onan in terms of what it does in those 3 areas. Now let's go to pros and cons. Okay, so pros, make it very, very quick here. The pros are, it's cheap, $490 to $550 US, depending on how many you buy. direct from China. They are portable. They can screw on any deck. You put them on a penny board. You can put them on a longboard. You can take them overseas. They're travel friendly. The battery packs are very light, super light, extremely light and powerful. You've got 2,200 watts. You've got 2 individual hall sensors for each motor. You've got the potting, which has been brought in by Cool Wheel, which is the revolutionized rubberized potting that not even Evolve or Boosted have been doing. This secures all the circuitry in the solders, and that's on there. You've also got bigger windings. I've pulled the motors off. These windings are as big as the Onan ones are as big as the Mellow. In fact, the actual initial tenders went out for the Mellow. I think this is part of the copy process that went on, but I don't want to go there. Excellent braking. The braking is one of the best brakings on any electric skateboard. It's Rolls-Royce pull-up. It's just effortlessly. Slow take-up speed is good. You don't get jerked off. It's the way it does, a slow take-up speed, and if you double shuffle the accelerator, it will bite in and it will pull you quick, but you've got to be very, very careful because it's going to throw you. It's got big, sexy unit. When you get it, you'll see it's big. It's not small. 93 wheels. The biggest urethanes I've ever seen on any electric skateboard. This is a beautiful, 80As, I think they are on here, urethane, or they just are beautiful, soft. It's also got replacement rear wheels. The rear wheels come off the side and go on, replace very, very easily and quick. The hill climb test, I said, was astounding. The speed test, astounding. Excellent battery life. For 1 bar, you still have plenty of power to bite on the flat. No question at all. Not like a Cooler where you lose all your power. These things continue having lots of grunt at the low end battery power. And last of all, the after sales customer service with Onan has been, for my benefit, for me and what I've dealt with them, incredible, astounding. Now, the cons, okay, so let's go through some of the cons. The cons are that, the stator issue was a worry on that first model. There's some of them out there floating around, but like I said, if it doesn't worry you, the slight little noise, you never hear it when you're riding, it's not a problem. But the new models have been completely fixed. The auto cut off, shut off on the low amperage feed to the motors, like happened to me. Very rare, but that's something you need to be mindful of at low power levels. It doesn't cut off braking down a hill. I live on a hill, I go down and it's fully charged when I leave to go to the city, and I brake the whole way down my hill. These have never shut off, so they've got that limited override braking battery charging thingy,
That was bullshit.
whatever it's called, stopping the battery from cutting out and the brakes stop. That doesn't happen with these. That's what I'm trying to say. Battery casing can rattle and loose, but you got to put those things in there, and they can fall out, but only if you don't secure them properly. And the slow take-up speed can annoy some people. You can say, well, I want that bite. I don't want that slow take-up speed. That's the cons. So all in all, do I recommend this electric skateboard, the Onan X2? Absolutely. I would get this over a Mellow. I would get this over a Boosted, simply because you can buy 2 of them or 3 of them, depending on which board you're going to buy. So look, they're a great buy. That sums it up, guys. I want to just say now that thank you for joining me for the whole journey on this Onan. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll be moving on now to the Cool Wheels Coolboard Generation 2 Pro, which is arriving at Sydney Airport for me, which I paid for, again in the next 2 days, and I'll be reviewing that in its entirety. That'll be the same test, A, B, and C. We'll move on from that. Any questions on the Onan, shoot me a comments down below. I do get back to each and every one of you guys. That's something I do pride myself on. If I do miss your message, it's a glitch in the system, so send me another message again. Now, just quickly go join the Facebook page for electric skateboarding, electric skateboard page riders. I'll put a link below. I'm in that. It's a great group of guys, electric skateboard on Facebook. A guy there, Zachary Lederman, I'm not sure what country he's from. Zachary, apologize. He's selling one of these. Well, he's selling the motor. It's pretty good condition. He doesn't want it anymore. He wants to buy something else. He's selling the motor, 2 sets of spare urethane wheels, 1, 2, 3 batteries, 3 remotes, a whole lot of other stuff. So he's selling it and on decks. It's on a deck. It's only one motor with 3 batteries, 3 remotes, 2 sets of wheels on one deck. So just go on the Facebook page, find out who he is, send a message if it's still available, and you can ask if you want to buy one from him. That's probably cheaper than going. That whole package is quite expensive, what he's selling. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Andrew Penman signing off. Happy skating, safe skating. We'll see you in the next vlog, which is going to be the Cool Wheel Cool Board unboxing this week. And then I'm going to go on to reviewing that. I'm doing some great rides on 12 beaches in 12 minutes of Sydney's northern beaches, one of the most panoramic places in the world to live, and it is paradise down here in the South Pacific. Thanks guys. I'm sorry to rub that in to the Northern Hemisphere guys who are going into their winter, but we'll see you in the next vlog. Continue subscribing, spreading the word, and thank you so much for all your support, and we'll see you in the next vlog. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.